Creating an Original Song, Project B, Part 28. We've got a lot of work to do in Cubase today, and I shall explain. So first of all, last time I mentioned that my new scheme for the percussion was to utilize loops. And I played around with that in Cubase a lot yesterday, and very quickly discovered that that wasn't gonna work, because the rhythms that were available in the libraries that I purchased were not really what I was looking for at all. I have very specific rhythms in my head for this project. So I'm gonna record them manually. But what I'm forcing myself to do is have fun doing it. Because before, when I was writing the parts for the percussion, I was trying to write them with the idea in the back of my mind of them being able to be played by humans. Now, I don't care. We're just gonna go through the percussion parts and play something that sounds rhythmically satisfying and call it a day, for crying out loud. Another development is that I have landed on my ensemble, and it's in the form of two libraries. This taiko ensemble, Japanese drums. This is largely the stuff that you hear in all of the big epic movie music, and a drumline library. Drumline as in marching band. So those are going to be the two main rhythmic drivers of the piece of music. On top of which, I'm also going to sprinkle some orchestral percussion here and there. Probably mostly bass drum and tam-tam. So that's the idea. Last time I was installing the taiko library and driving myself crazy trying to figure out how to do it. And today and yesterday I am installing the drumline library, which is presenting its own challenges that I was mercifully able to figure out. The program that I am going with came with its samples all separated into files like this. For example, in this folder, Hits Hard Mallet, I have individual audio files. Now, what I am used to when working with samples is to have them come out of the box loaded up as a preset into a user interface kind of situation. Like this solo cello library, for example. This is made up of a collection of folders and files like this, ready to be triggered when I do certain things, like play a note on the piano, or change the vibrato, change the dynamic, whatever. Each thing that I do in this interface will change the sound from the collection of sounds that gets triggered. This drumline library did not come with the user interface like that solo cello thing built in. It came instead with a collection of separate sounds and some presets for some user interfaces that I do not own, like battery and these other things. And it turns out also that those interfaces cost a pretty penny to use. This I was not expecting, so I had to figure out what to do. And luckily, the solution is actually quite easy, although time consuming. Cubase has a built-in drum machine, which is a drum user interface. What I can do is load all of these separate audio files into it, ready to be triggered when I play on the keyboard or play on a physical drum machine, but I don't have one. And all I have to do to make that happen is drag a sound file onto one of these pads, and boom, perfect. So once I figured that out, it was just a matter of setting everything up and organizing it in a way that makes sense. That is what I started yesterday, and today that is what I hopefully finish. And then I can start writing some music. I can't wait. Off we go. And we are done. Oof. So after all that setup, we have a cymbals track, a snares track, 5 different tenor drums track, ranging from a super high one to a low one, 5 bass drum tracks, ranging from high to low. We also have rolls tracks for the bass drum and the tenor drums. And each of these tracks has a bunch of different articulations and a couple of different recorded samples for each of the articulations. So I'm excited about this library all in all. And though it was work to set it up, I kind of enjoy doing it because now I know exactly what I'm working with. Hoo. And now I have to tell y'all that I just found this amazing resource. I went online to see if I could find some drumline sheet music so I can kind of study the notation and figure out like which of these many articulations typically go where and how often they're used and blah, 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 to just get a general idea of drumline writing. And I found this website called freedrumlinemusic.com. And first and foremost, it gives you a key of the different articulation markings. And then you can pick a type of drumline music that you want. I picked cadences. You can choose a level of difficulty. Of course, I'm going to pick level 5. And then it gives you a selection of different drumline pieces, and it shows you the ensemble that it's written for. So I went ahead and picked picked the ensemble that I have in the computer, crash cymbals, snares, 5 tenor drums, 5 bass drums. Downloaded the sheet music for it, which I will both save and print, and each of these has a recording, which I can listen to while following along in the sheet music, referencing the key. I am so happy that I found this. So that's where I leave off today with the study of drumline writing, and that is it for the day. Until next time.